All right, today we're going to be talking about Chapter 9, Lesson 4. This is called Descriptive Statistics. So the main thing we're going to be talking about, at least on this first part, is going to be measures of center. This is all about mean, median, and mode. The second half of this lesson is going to be dealing with the 5-number summary and making a box plot. So first thing we want to talk about is the mean. The mean is the average. So you add the numbers and then divide by how many there are. The next thing we want to talk about is something called the median. The median literally means middle. So this is the middle number. Important thing here, all numbers listed from least to greatest. That's the important part here. Least to greatest. Now, sometimes it's going to happen where it falls between two numbers. When you get down crossing off on each side, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit here. When you get down to it, there are going to be two numbers left in the middle sometimes. So if two numbers remain, find the mean of those. And then that's your median. And I'll show you how to do that again here in just a little bit. Now the mode, this is the number that shows up most often. Shows up most often. You can have more than one. So you can have more than one mode, but you can't have them all be the mode. So let's go through an example here. Example 1. The ages in years of the actors in a play are 5, 16, 32, 15, 26, and 32. Find the mean, median, and mode. First of all, these should be ordered from least to greatest. So let's do that. So you have 5, 15, 16, 26, 32, and another 32. Now the mean is add them all up. So 5 plus 15 plus 16 plus 26 plus 32 plus 32. And then we want to divide by however many numbers there are. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 numbers. So we're going to divide by 6. So the mean, if we add them all up, 5 and 15 and 16 and 26 and 32 and 32, we get 126 divided by 6, which is 61. Nope, 21. 21. That makes more sense. The median now is the middle number. So again, I'm going to look at these here, and I'm going to cross off one on the left and one on the right, moving until I can't do any more. Because now I want to stop, because if I cross the 16 off, I have to cross the 26 off, and there's nothing left. So now I'm going to try to find the mean of those two numbers in the middle here. So it'd be 16 plus 26, and because there are two of those numbers, we're going to divide by 2. So 16 and 26 is 42. So the median would be 42 divided by 2, which happens to also be 21. And then the mode, we have 32 and 32. those two numbers show up twice, so the mode would be 32. All right, let's talk about the 5-number summary now. So 5-number summary, we're going to be looking for the minimum. We're going to be looking for the lower quartile. We're looking for the median. We're looking for the upper quartile. And we're looking for the maximum. Sometimes this lower quartile is also called the first quartile because it's the first 25% of the data. And then this upper quartile is sometimes called the third quartile because it's the third quarter of the data. So let's go ahead and find our information here. So median is going to be, again, the middle number. So these are all ordered, in this case, from greatest to least. This is dealing with the environmental performance index. So basically what the environmental performance index is how well a country is doing to help protect the environment. So Switzerland, as you can clearly see, is 95.5. The higher the score, the better they are at protecting the environment. As we go down, we have Argentina, United States, Philippines, Ukraine, Fiji, Tanzania, Madagascar, and Niger. So median, we're going to start crossing off our numbers, one on the greater side, one on the least side, and moving through until we get the one that's left. So 74.1. Now, in order to find the first quartile, we want to look at the lower half of these numbers. So we've already used 74.1, so that cut this data in half. So this here is the lower half, and the first quartile is the median of that lower half. So the median would be right in between 63.3 and 54.6. So we would go 63.3 plus 54.6, and divide that by 2. So 63.3 plus 54.6 is 117.9. So ultimately our first quartile is 58.95. Or if we were to round that to the nearest tenth, it'd be 59 exactly. Third quartile, same thing. We're now going to be looking at the upper half and finding the median here. So that happens to fall right in between 81.8 and 81. So we want to find the mean of those two numbers. So 81.8 and 81 is the same as 162.8, which would be 81.4. Our maximum score is 95.5, and our minimum score is 39.1. Now, those 5 numbers are what we call the 5-number summary. And what we want to do now is we want to use those 5 numbers to create a box and whisker plot on the number line here below. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit so we can see all 5 numbers and the number line. So we want to get from 39.1. So over here, I'm going to put 39. I want to leave it as 39 only because I want each line to be worth the same. The maximum I want to get up to is 95.5, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say that this is 96. Actually, we should probably call it 97 because it looks like we're going to want to go by 2s all the way through. So here's 41, here's 43, 45, 47, 49, 51. And if we continue on like this, we would get up to 59, not 79, 61, 63, 67, 71, 75, 79, 83, 87, 91, 95, and there's 97. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a line just above each one of those numbers on this number line. So the minimum number is 39.1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a line just above 39 and just to the right. So 39.1 would be about there. The next number that comes up is 58.95, which is almost to 59, but not quite. Next one that shows up is 74.1, which would be over in this area here. Then 81.4, which would be just over here. And last but certainly not least is 95.5, which would be just about there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these middle three lines to make a box. And these outside lines I'm going to connect through the middle to make what is called whiskers. So here's my box and whisker plot. Again, this number here is the minimum. This number here is, we can call it either the first quartile or the lower quartile. This here is the median. This here is either the third quartile or the upper quartile. And this right here is the maximum. Each one of these sections represents 25%. Even though some of these sections are bigger than others, this represents 25% of each data point. So this is going to be the end of lesson 4. If you have any questions, please let me know.